Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. We back, baby. 114-106 Miami Heat win over the Hornets. Heat even up their record to 1-1. Getting Charlotte the second night of a back-to-back never hurts. And they dropped to 1-2 on the season. But I think the numero uno story out of the gate, Jimmy Butler, after everybody was kicking dirt on him, Lil Willie, the media, some of the fans, people who, look, rightfully, if you were pissed at the performance by the two Heat stars in the opener, I'm not saying they're past criticism, but to put their careers 6 feet under, I think was really over exaggerating from a stinker. But Jimmy Butler today was an absolute star. He carried Miami in this one. Probably left a 30 spot in this game. He finished with 26 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. I mean, just a vintage Jimmy Butler performance. Got to the line 17 times today, but missed 6 of them. So, like I said, probably left a 30-point performance right there for him, but it was enough. He hits the monster 3 in this game. Was getting to the paint. Was, he had a few shots within the last 3 minutes that sealed this one for Miami, because the Hornets have been feisty. I mean, the Hornets, they come back on opening night. Same thing last night where they're trying to make a push, and the same thing tonight. You got a guy like LaMelo Ball. He is a very weird player to take on because it's a wild card, dude. You really genuinely don't know what he's going to do. He could pull up. He's throwing a crazy 3 off, and it's got a screwball finish, so the ball's all over the place. He's getting the loose ball and putting it back. Like, he's just very unorthodox. And so this team, and they're full of athletes. They got some size. This is the first time I remember taking on Cody Martin in a while. He hit some big-time shots for them. Trey Mann. So there's definitely some talent in the team. They obviously did not have their number 2 pick and Brandon Miller from last year. He has a hurt glute. But all that being said, where this thing maybe could have gone sideways, I think certainly last year you look at some games where Miami, the offense just dried up, and this would be one where you're looking for a hero, and Jimmy Butler was that hero today. Tyler Herro was too. Tyler Herro hit a pretty cold-blooded 3 to extend the lead to 6. And I think that was probably the great thing, is that every time Miami did need a big play down the stretch, they got it. The one that will stand out, certainly after Charlotte goes on an 8-0 run, they really look like they're back in this thing. They get it to 99-96. Jimmy Butler, Tyler Herro, it's looking a little chaotic over there. You take the ball. Goes to Jimmy Buckets, and he hits a 3-ball, his lone 3 of the night. And that, to me, was like, whoa. That was a much-needed star shot from your star, and he brought it every time Miami needed it. He seemed to bring it in this one. Trey Mann would answer right back. He was a pain in the ass down the stretch, but then Jimmy Butler would get to his patented sweet spot in the paint, little shot, takes the foul too, misses the free throw. Trey Mann would then come there again, and then Tyler Herro hit just an ice cold top of the key 3 to extend Miami's lead once again. Jimmy Butler would steal it back. He'd get fouled, go to the line. And that was pretty much all she wrote. You'd still get a Miles Bridges 3. Like, they just were not going away. Scary Terry then would take a shot from Jimmy Butler against his former club. He'd hit a 3-ball. LaMelo would then answer. Jimmy Butler, and then they had Terry Rozier tied up on a jump ball. Jimmy Butler was then taken down by LaMelo Ball, and he would go to the line. But that would finally steal it in what was a chaotic fourth quarter, a little bit of a weird, a definite weird last 3 minutes of this game. But Jimmy was huge every which way. This game started off weird. And by weird, I just mean really clunky. Just offensively, Miami just looked all out of sorts once again. And it almost was like when Spo called timeout. It almost felt like he told them, just go be you guys. Like, this whole idea of them doing whatever they were trying to do in preseason hasn't necessarily taken its wings, especially with Jimmy and Bam. those guys got to be who they got to be. And, Bam he's really probably the one lone thing you could say his offensive game just was in a bit of a rut today. He still hit some big shots, especially in the fourth quarter. Him and Tyler got going on some things, but, he was 6 of 17 tonight. It was not a very efficient game from Bam. It was not a really good game or a memorable game from Bam Adebayo. So there's still a lot of working out that has to be doing with this team. They still got to be figuring some things out and getting to their game. But ultimately, you went out on the road, you bounced back after things didn't look good. You did adjust. You got some interesting sparks today, which was really nice. And I think one of the things that was pretty interesting to see, there seems to be a real vibe going on. I know that he said last year that he was inventing the Nikola Jović fan club, but there seems to be a real connection on the court with Tyler Herro and Nico that was really, really noticeable in this game. Whether it be just looking for each other off of turnovers or setting each other up for three-pointers or setting each other up for fast breaks, dunks. There was a couple of there was a back-to-back possession where it was Tyler getting the loose ball down the court. He gets Nico for a bucket, and then the next possession they get the steal. Nico has it. He gets it to Tyler Herro for the slam, and that was like a 7-0 run by Miami, and really was like the first that was the preseason ball. It was more dictated, more so than the 3 points and at the rim. It was more dictated by get the turnovers and get out on the run. And that was something that for Miami was definitely there today. They had 8 steals. It wasn't 16, but 8 is it's still a good number to put up there. And they got, I think, Charlotte to turn it over today. Let's see, what was the ultimate finishing product on that? They turned it over 20 points today, and Miami was plus 13 in points off turnovers in this one. So causing that disruption, causing that that chaos in this one. Like I said, Charlotte's a bit of a chaotic team as it is, but that was definitely a huge plus for Miami in this one. The other thing that was huge in this one, I would say, Spo did make a different move in the rotation. You did not get Haywood Highsmith tonight, who, did not have a great opening night. Not that he was the number one blame on anything, but they go Alec Burks tonight. They go Alec Burks, and Alec Burks had just a tremendous, tremendous game for the Miami Heat. What did he finish tonight? I know he had 3 from downtown, and they all seemed like they were really big ones. Alec Burks just felt like the one that really stood out. Jimmy, who again, really, really great setting up his teammates today, finishing with 8 assists. He probably could have had more setting up. Duncan Robinson had a little bit of a rough night tonight, finding his 3-point shot. What did he hit? Duncan was 0-5 from downtown today. Yeah, Duncan shot bit MIA right now. Was not there in the preseason, has not been there early on in the early goings of this season. So Jimmy probably could have been flirting even more with a triple-double in this one. But as far as this game's concerned, so Duncan Robinson, his shot's been a little bit MIA in the early goings, including preseason. And that was definitely noticeable. That being said, on the other side of things, Jaime Jaquez Jr. hit a couple of threes tonight. His shot looked really confident, looked really good. It's too early to dive into where things are at right now on that one. And, I think ultimately for this one, by far the biggest thing as far as importance was concerned was the performance of Jimmy Butler. Everything that Jimmy Butler has made his Heat career and career on, you saw a little bit of all of it tonight. The defense, the attack in the rim, he just looked like he was playing like himself. Whatever that was in the first 3 minutes and yesterday's game, whatever was said in that first timeout, he got that out of his system in a big, big way. And shout out to that second unit. That really, they made a big turnaround with that second break. Jimmy comes in with about 3 minutes left, and, Oh man, Drew Smith had a bad one today. Yeah, that's not going to help my Stop Bullying Drew Smith campaign. He stunk up the joint. Another story for another day. But I thought that Jimmy was doing a great job. Him and Thomas Bryant had some good moments together, particularly at the start of the second quarter. That was really where Jimmy Butler came alive. He was getting to the rim. He started up on like a 7-0 run, I think, by himself. So you're just like immediately we're like, all right, here we go. It was one of these things. As an aside, by the way, on Thomas Bryant, because he has a really like nobody gets more mad at themselves hilariously than Thomas Bryant. Like the times when he misses buckets or shots, like I need a Brady Hawk thread on just Thomas Bryant gets furious with himself, jumping up and down while he runs down the court, or grabbing his head, or screaming at himself. It's really funny to watch. He gets so pissed. Not as pissed as Eric Spoelstra does, just genuinely at the existence of LaMelo Ball, because, man, Spo was absolutely sick of his trickery today. Like, he's just like losing his mind. And it was something. It was something, man. What a day it was. Miami now returns home for a couple of big home games. They have Detroit, which I know on its face is not a big game, but it is a D-Wade night, a statue night. They did just disgrace one of their legends and poop in the bed after Pat Riley night. D-Wade's getting his statue unveiled tomorrow. I'll be boots on the ground at that one. And then we'll be boots on the ground for the 2 games coming up this week. Heat and Pistons on Monday on D-Wade night. And then you got Heat, Knicks. Obviously, that one is a monster coming up on Wednesday. But the Heat get the win tonight, 114-106, led by Jimmy Buckets and Tyler Herro. I feel like I didn't spend enough time on Tyler in this one. Tyler was really good, man. Tyler was really, really good. He got to the free throw line a bunch today, too. He had he's playing through contact. He does look stronger. He does look like, he's not settling for bad shots. But he's still got, as John Calabar says, he's got the elephant balls. Like, he'll still take those, that cold-blooded three that was just like, hey, watch me shoot this. Like, tremendous performance from Tyler. Really, really great. I just, off the bat, wanted to say, like, him and Nico just looked like they had something together today. It was cool. But even that, like, Tyler was having a good connection with Bam today, too. Was really just good all around. So I don't feel like I gave Tyler Herro enough props. He deserves them. He was tremendous as well, and the Heat looked good. Could have they didn't let adversity get to them too much, and they were able to pull away this victory. So they'll get right back at it on Monday.